Welcome to bonding.
Welcome to bonding. We just recorded 5 great minutes, and it wasn't recording,
It was
so
hilarious.
that means this is all gonna suck. I have to put the headphones on again.
Oh no!
And we did a hilarious bit.
Yeah, about the gifting.
Now it's just gone. The gifting of his. I will say, I'll start off sincerely. I missed you.
Aww.
I missed hanging.
It was. We did take a little bit of a break, and I was sad. I missed you too.
Sounds like you just keep trying to mean it. The more you say it, I was sad. I was sad. I was sad. Sad I was.
I was sad.
No, I missed you too. The people missed us.
Did they comment on the solo episode of you saying, "Where's Torey? Where's Torey?"
You didn't listen? There was quite a few people
I didn't. They didn't
who
say
said this is the best episode in weeks. No, nobody said that. There was one person who kept asking, "Where's Torey?"
Really, who?
I don't know. I blocked them.
I feel
Never
loved.
again.
Christine did DM me saying she missed me.
Well, that's
She said she loved you. She did clarify.
good. That
She
just
said I love Troy.
listen.
but I
I don't have a
missed
problem with you
you.
getting compliments. I just need to get a couple off of the
no,
back
no,
end
you
too.
were
You know?
acknowledged.
Good. That's all. I just want to be
Shout out
acknowledged.
Christine.
I don't even want to be complimented, to be honest with you. Sometimes it's just nice to be acknowledged.
You were.
Good.
And loved.
Well, there's a lot of interesting hair on
That's
my
probably
sock
mine.
there.
Sorry.
Well, it's
I
cute.
should vacuum.
No, it's fine.
That's
I like
probably
it. It adds charm to it. It adds charm to this
Your
podcast.
socks were too clean.
I know. Yeah. No, they're getting
really
these.
clean.
Yeah, I'm
What
happy.
brand is that?
Fruit of the Loom.
Nice. Got some good perforation on the top.
Yeah. You have any? Did you accomplish all your goals you wanted to this year?
Oh, I wrote down all my goals on my notes app on my phone,
Mhm.
and I look back at them, and I think I must have been high when I wrote them, 'cause it was really. I was like, "We're about
Paint
to
the yellow
We're
submarine.
about to get a blue check on Instagram."
Well, you could get that on Twitter
I'm
now
about
for
to
just
go to the
$8.
Met Gala. I really thought what I could do in a year was.
You were gonna go to the Met Gala this
No,
year?
Not I didn't actually say that, but I did say I wanted more of a following on social media.
Well, you got that.
Yeah, not what the numbers I wrote down are.
What numbers did you write down?
I think I said something like 10,000 on Instagram.
Well, there's next
And
year.
Yes, there is next year.
There's still a month left of the year too. You
True.
know.
You blew up in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, but that's just.
You had a lot of talented things in the arsenal. I don't really have
and
much.
I bought them too. I bought those followers.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought. I think, yeah.
It's like doing a magic show for stuffed animals. You know,
Yeah, it's good.
it's great.
Um,
okay. So wait.
I definitely
Instagram
reached
was
some
one.
goals. I did reach
Like
some
what?
goals. Trying to pull up my fucking vision
Off the
board.
top of your
Off the
head.
top of my head. Oh,
Yeah.
a
Don't be
podcast.
so.
A podcast. I
Yes.
did write that down.
Your goal was to what?
Be on a podcast.
Well, let
Here
me
we
say
are.
you've done above and beyond for that.
Yes.
You've leased out a podcast
Yeah.
to your living room.
Yes. And then start a show. I started Joke Lab.
How's Joke Lab going? Good.
It's going well. Yeah, I'm happy with it.
What's how was the last show? You're doing them
was
over there
fun.
at the late bar, right?
Yes, it was really fun. It was a lighter audience, but they were really
Complexion
fun.
wise or
Yep.
number wise?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. I'm
Lighter
glad you
audience?
picked up on what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, good
It
audience.
started off
Light in numbers, but good laughers.
numbers,
So
great
it was actually
laughers.
the most fun I've
That's
ever had
Torey
at a Joke Lab
Colston's.
show.
Yeah, 'cause they were all Puerto Rican.
Yep. Just 300 spots. I wanted to hit 300 spots. I'm at 280 something.
I was
So
thinking about that earlier. I was wondering what your spot number got up to.
yeah, it's almost to 300.
300.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, you probably at like 800, but
I'm
not that
somewhere
I'm
around
not going to
7.
compare. You actually take note of it?
I'm just estimating.
Okay,
I do
makes
like
sense.
on average 2 shows every night.
It's a lot.
Every day of the year.
All right.
There's probably a couple days I took off. A couple days I did more than 2. Well, there's a lot of days I did more than 2, but you gotta factor
What's
in
the most you've done in one night?
Probably like around 8 or 9.
It's a
I want to
lot.
say on a Saturday.
It's a lot.
Sometimes I'll just get in a headspace of like trying to beat that number, but that's also scary too because like I love being on stage, obviously, But I love Saturday crowds, especially like being at Broadway. I could do 6 spots and not ever leave the building.
Mm-hmm.
Just go up and down, up and
Yeah.
down, up and down, up and down. And when I'm in that zone, I'd like to then see if I can hit up a couple other clubs and get a spot in there or a spot in there when I'm on my way down to Greenwich. Because then I like going home and feeling exhausted
Yeah. Well,
and depressed.
yeah, I feel like
wiped.
you
If I go
accomplished that.
home and I feel wired, I
You
feel
didn't.
like I just wasted a day.
Really?
Like there's times where I'll be home watching TV. It's like I'll watch like old concerts that night if there's nothing else
Of
I
Michael
can't watch.
Jackson?
Sometimes we'll like a lot of Prince stuff, Queen,
Okay.
Amy Winehouse. I know that's not super old.
I mean, she died like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
well, right after you killed her. But I'll be in the middle of watching those concerts, and I'm like, man, what the fuck am I doing right now? And I'll start editing clips of podcast stuff.
After you do 8 spots and host shows. That's good.
If I don't feel wiped.
Okay.
I like feeling just totally depleted when I get home. It's probably not good for those around me, but for me, it feels nice being depleted. Because then I wake up in the morning and I don't feel refreshed. I feel like I have to make up for being a sad little boy.
I think you could swap the word depleted for accomplished.
I don't feel accomplished, though. There's like this Marvel villain named Galactus, and he eats planets. And that's how I feel like Galactus sometimes, where he just has to quench the hunger. And he feels insatiated. But, like, I don't then turn that into hustle culture. I just sit there and wallow. Some people are like, man, if I don't feel good enough, I'll go out there and train harder. Which I guess I do subliminally, but I don't do it consciously. I'll just...
Do you ever celebrate your wins?
No.
When's the last time you were like, I'm proud of myself?
I don't know. Nothing really sticks out.
Nothing comes to mind that you're like, I was like, damn, I did that, and I'm proud of myself.
No, 'cause like I don't ever feel like the job is done. You know, it's more like it always feels like the next time I do something, I could be proud of it. I think that's what keeps me going.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. What about you? When was the last time you were proud of yourself? You've had a lot to be.
Yeah, I
proud
mean,
of. You've been doing good stuff
I'm
this year. You got a
newer.
new apartment.
Yes.
You stopped drinking.
Yeah, that's a
You're
big
almost
thing.
off cigarettes.
Yeah, almost.
Which is huge. And you got rid of that guy.
What guy?
Old
The one I texted?
Billy Bob there. The one who was always hitting on you. Cracking you the old 1-2. You said no more. You got out of that abusive relationship.
Sure, yeah.
Did that not happen?
I mean,
No, I'm thinking of an episode of I Love Lucy. I'm sorry. That wasn't you. I got this bump in my head
There's
still.
no
that
one,
could be causing fake memories.
poisoning the well as of lately, so that's nice.
There's
yeah.
no one poisoning the well.
Yeah.
Are you the well?
I'm the well. I'm not being poisoned by bad energy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice. But yeah, no, I mean, with comedy for me, not to make it all about comedy, but I celebrate my wins 'cause I'm still like pretty new to it all. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I did that, or I have that much time, or I kind of feel like I still have that like Bambi, doe-eyed, like, oh, this is still fun and exciting. Which I feel like you still have, but I don't know. It's.
I will say that one of the things that I learned to be conscious of is when I try something new that I like. I'm like, oh, there's still a lot of more life to be lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm like routine oriented, but I have my set things that I do. And sometimes, life could just feel a little bit bland.
Yeah.
And when I went to Florida, I really enjoyed going there and trying out new stuff. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of new stuff that I haven't tried out yet. That I always get my most joy out of that, trying something new and actually
And it
liking
worked.
it.
Yeah.
When I try something new and I hate it, I make it everyone else's problem. I blame everyone that led me to make that decision to try the new thing. But if I like it, then I become this enlightened Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
But if I hate it, Hitler.
And you blame the audience?
I blame the audience. Not this audience. These people, you guys are cool to come with me on this journey every day of the week, Monday through Monday, 24 hours. Only podcast that comes with a free car wash.
I feel like you never really eat it that hard, though, 'cause like you say, performing is listening, and you always are listening. And if it doesn't work, you call it out.
Yeah, what is that in relation to?
You were saying new stuff if it doesn't work.
Oh, I meant like in life.
Oh.
New life experiences.
Really?
Not like new bits.
When's the last time you did something new for the first time?
When I went to Florida. I never did that before.
You'd never been to Florida?
No. That was my first time.
And you liked it?
Yeah. It was hot.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that.
You guys walked around a lot too, right? You
I love doing that. I love going.
Were you walking the highway at some point, or am I making that up?
There was a sidewalk, so I don't know how much of a highway it was, but it was definitely not a walkable city.
Okay, yeah.
But that was fun. I like traveling. I used to not like it because I just live here, and I'm like everything I want is right here.
Yeah.
Like I like that. And when I go to new places, I love to just walk around it. I love to just. First of all, I like seeing how much it costs. I'm like, can I live here? Can I afford to live here? Most of the time, you always can.
If you live here, then you can afford anywhere. Really.
And so I look at that, but then I'll look at like what people do for work around there.
Yeah.
The only place that I never really figured out was Atlantic City. I still am trying to figure that one out because like we went there last summer and like it's all casinos, right? It's just a big ass gamble town. It's like shitty Vegas, and there's all these people that work in the casinos and they work in the bars outside of the casinos and like, but like I'm like, do people live in Atlantic City? Do they live in the outside surrounding towns? Because that's another thing too that I never really think about too is like commutes. People commute to their job all the time. Maybe you're commuting to your job right now and you're listening to this podcast. We're checking traffic right now and it looks like there are definitely cars on the road. Jim, let's get a update on the weather. That's right. The globalists have turned on the climate control machine today. It will be partly cloudy for about 4 p.m. Then around 5:30 we'll have acid rain. That'll turn all your frogs gay. Watch out for groomers. They will be on the highway this evening. Back to you, Troy.
Yeah, no, my dad used to commute and it made him insane. Commuting is not
It's
fun.
rough. I didn't realize it when I was a kid because that was always like my favorite part of the day. I hated getting up, but like my parents would drive to, my mom would either drop my dad off at work or my dad would drop my mom off because we don't have one car. But we'd listen to Howard Stern and we'd get breakfast in the morning on the way to
Where'd you get breakfast?
School. Dunkin'.
Nice.
I was a Dunkin' kid.
What would you get?
I was at Dunkin' when I found out about 9/11.
Wow.
I remember saying Howard Stern was saying a plane fell into the towers. I remember that so vividly. I was having a bagel with butter.
That's such a kid order.
Yeah. And it hasn't tasted the same since.
No.
I'm not a bagel person anymore. I don't like bagels really anymore.
Not at all?
I'm kind of over the bagel. Overrated the bagel. I'll say it.
You haven't had Essa Bagel, though, have you?
Who?
Essa Bagel is the best bagel in New York City.
No. What's that one?
It's so good.
New Yorkers are so unrightfully proud of our bagels. Like, I get the water is what makes it different, but like, dude, I'm over the bagel. Like, it's good for maybe like 20 minutes to eat, and if you don't eat it by then, it's a rock, and you'll get like a 50% cream cheese.
I love that.
I just feel like shit after eating it.
When I was younger, I do feel bad after.
Yeah, like I used to. It's sucking realizing I'm getting older.
Yeah.
Like I'm still young and I still feel healthy, but there's certain things that I'm doing now.
Like a bagel is not good.
Yeah, it will ruin my day. Like I can't. I used to start my day off with a joint. Then I would go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a coffee, a bagel, and maybe a donut if I wanted to leap because I was feeling froggy.
Yeah.
Right? I would eat all that by the time I got off the train. Then I'd go wear King Kong suit for 9 hours.
Yeah.
Then I go back home and eat a whole pizza.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore.
No.
It's like I can't get a bagel. I feel so shitty.
I agree. Bagels do ruin my day.
I used to.
They sideline you.
They sideline you a little bit. Bagels, beef. Really trying to cut out beef. I had a chopped cheese.
Oh no, that's your thing.
I had one Saturday. I shouldn't have had one.
Oh.
It was just too good.
How do you feel in the morning?
I went to go see that movie Glass Onion and
Glass Onion.
Yeah, it's a Knives Out sequel. Did you see Knives Out?
Yeah.
It was good. I went to go see Glass Onion and I was so encapsulated in what was going on in the movie that I think it made me not realize that I had an upset stomach, which is saying a lot because when I went to go see Doctor Strange, I had such bad diarrhea. And it was the first time I saw the movie, and I had to get up like 4 times during the movie, and I missed like probably 20 minutes of that movie.
What gave you
total.
diarrhea?
I don't remember. What was I eating on May 23rd? I don't. Oh, well, we went to Applebee's right before. Brian and I will go to Applebee's because there's one right across.
What do you
from
get
the
at
theater.
Applebee's?
He's paying.
Do you have a go-to order?
No, I'll be like, yes. What's good on the menu that doesn't taste like dish soap? And they're like, nothing. Yeah. Everything on this menu is shitty and tastes like dish soap.
Chili's is good, but Applebee's.
I love Chili's, man.
Chili's
I
is
fucked
great.
with Chili's growing up.
Yeah.
Applebee's, they got good like deals. They'll be like $15. You get like a burger and fries and a drink and all this other shit. So like before a movie, I'll get the movie tickets. So Brian will treat me to food, and that'll be a good thing to get, but it is not a good thing to get and sit down at a movie for 2.5 hours.
No. Sounds like you learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. Yeah,
so back to the onion though. You were okay. Sorry, we were really going.
Yes.
Back to
everything went well, and Glass Onion was a great movie that didn't make me shit.
Okay, good.
2 thumbs up.
Okay, you had the chopped cheese before you went. That's what
I had the chopped cheese Friday night.
Okay.
At like 3
What prompted it? Were you like, I deserve this. I'm not depleted enough.
No, it was. I took this is actually gonna be. God, I hope the person who I'm about to talk about doesn't listen to this podcast. They most likely don't. Because otherwise I'm fucked. Not fucked. It's just gonna be slightly embarrassing. But I left Greenwich. Friday night, right? And like, it was kind of a rough crowd. That was the night I told you I made that woman with the hearing aid cry, which like sounds bad out of context. Like just for context, there was this table of drunk people that were right next to the stage. If you've ever been to Greenwich, it's very close and intimate. And at like 1:30 in the morning is usually when I go up to close out those shows, and it could be really great. And when it's great, I don't even want to get paid. That's how good it is.
Wow.
But when it's bad, I want to dig my own grave with a spoon. And, and that's what.
That is such a visual.
That's what it felt like
hilarious.
Friday. Because like 90% of the crowd was great, and then there's just this one table on the side. They were just drunk and yelling things out, and I used to get mad at that, but you learn to just play into it because like you're like, okay, I'm just dance monkey, dance. At that point, there's no reason to get a high road. Yeah. And this woman just kept saying stuff to me like 2 minutes after the fact that I would say it. And then at the end of the set, she was like, I have a hearing aid. And the hearing aid wasn't even pointing to her good ear was pointing toward me. So she should have heard everything. And then she just like was so drunk and incoherent that she started making herself cry when I pointed out the hearing aid.
Drinking while deaf sounds
Drinking
hard.
while, I want you to be able to do it. I don't know. But just so the audience knows, Torey said it, not me. No. But anyway, it was a long, exhausting set when I was coming off. And then I got on the train. I got in the back of the car of the train, and I saw 2 comics who I really didn't want to talk to, and I was hoping they weren't going to see me because I just don't feel like socializing with anybody at that time.
You were drained.
I was
not depleted,
drained.
but drained.
Yes. I think we just found our title. Not depleted, but drained. That sounds like a porn movie. Not depleted, but drained.
That's where your mind would go with that.
That is where it would go because I am no longer a Christian. But so I got off after one stop.
Because I
didn't want to talk
you're like,
to them.
Here's my stop.
And
Queens,
it's 2 in the morning.
Queens. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, no, not there. I want to go sign up for the military, boys. We're going to take the fight over to the commies. I'll see you guys later. See you on the funny pages.
You're like, this is the best halal truck there is. So.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the island.
You just jumped off?
I got off the train.
You were down to wait for another train.
Well, I couldn't even because I got off at 14th and on the 8 train, and the next train was 32 minutes away. So I had to get off and walk all the way to Union Square and catch the F. But it was worth it because I didn't want to talk to those guys for 10 minutes.
All right. I'm going to guess after
That's
who this
was.
was.
Who I was. I mean, I could tell you, but I don't want to. I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut it because this has been such a good, clear, concise pod
This
so
has
far.
been a nice through line.
But that was so after that is when I get on the train and I had to wait another 20 minutes for the F train.
The whole time you're waiting, were you like, thank God, or were you like, those fuckers? Or like
I was like, those fuckers made me get off and go get another train, even though they didn't. I did. And they're.
What if you just walked to another train car?
Then what if they saw me? What if a homeless person came on and they moved down and like, Troy, you asshole?
Have you ever walked between the cars?
All the time.
I don't know how.
I used to smoke there all the time.
Like, I don't even know how you would go about going.
You pull the door, and then you walk.
There's no button. You just.
No, you
but
just
then
pull.
you like play the
it's
press.
like a lever.
You like step over. Like, it's kind of unsafe, right?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
But I mean, you could do it.
All right.
I used to pee there all the time and smoke.
All right. You just
Not
sit
bad.
there and smoke
Stand.
while the train's going.
Yeah.
It seems like asking to die.
Why?
Doesn't it?
I mean, I don't recommend it. I'm not saying you should do it.
Couldn't you
but
fall into the tracks?
There's rails.
All right.
They're not sturdy. Yes, you could fall over very
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
One bad turn and you are rat food.
Right, the train really moves sometimes.
And then boop. That'd be
Yeah.
the last cigarette.
All right. Well, don't do that anymore.
I don't.
Okay, good.
I used to be a pretty wild dude
Clearly.
when I was first living
You're
in
so
this.
reformed now.
Listen, that was the old me. I'm wearing sweaters now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you wear collared button-down sweaters. It's
Felt
nice
like
sweater.
a compliment till you said collared. Look at you with
That
your
was
collared
genuine.
sweater.
It's a
Thank
nice.
you.
It's a nice sweater.
Thank you. I'm trying to not dress so much like a 10-year-old boy.
This would be that in like a rich white person family.
Yeah. Well, when it's buttoned up, it looks mob bossy.
They have these new jeans.
No.
Oh, they look nice.
These jeans have walked with me for many miles.
Nice.
Wrangler.
How often do you wash jeans?
Like once a week. But
Okay.
the drying is the tricky part
You
because
shouldn't.
you dry them and then,
They're small.
well, yeah, for like a day.
You should
and then
air
it's
dry
good.
them.
I do. I have
Okay.
I have that backdrop holder, that thing where I put my the background on.
Oh, nice.
Put the jeans over that.
Nice. Multi-use.
After a day, it's good. Yeah, but I only got 2 pairs of jeans now. I'm not
Wow.
rocking with the jeans anymore. As
You
much.
wear your like work pants.
I like the Uniqlo pants. They're good. It's just so comfortable.
Yeah.
But they're slim, and a lot of my top shirts are extra large, so
you
it kind
feel
of
like
looks weird.
Like Mr. Incredible type.
No, it's like I look like one of the
Like
Scrooge McDuck's kids, just like with an extra large shirt and slimmer
I
pants.
think that's the look.
I feel like Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch.
Yeah. That's what
Who
she
Stole
looks
Christmas.
like. She
I mean, I was just my brain was grabbing
Okay.
for references
All
that
right.
you could understand here.
Ooh. Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou Who. You kind of look like Cindy Lou Who.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the Cindy Lou Who of this podcast.
I think I'll take it.
Because you are positive and you are often looking at
Stupid.
life with wonderment. No, curiosity.
But why?
Yeah. Well, Cindy Lou Who was a stupid little bitch. You know, the
That's what
Grinch
I'm
came
getting
in and
at.
stealing the tree, and she's like,
What are you
Santa,
doing?
did you bring us a Christmas tree in reverse? Oh, please, is Daddy getting his job back at the
That's what
factory?
I'm saying.
Is he alive?
Sometimes ignorance is
instead of
bliss.
Slapping her with a Christmas tree, which any normal Grinch would have done, he decides to get empathy there, which
Mhm.
didn't match up with his character. I'd say of all the characters Dr. Seuss created, the Grinch is probably the biggest pussy. Cat in the Hat was probably the biggest G, next to Sam I Am. Sam I Am, if you think about it, just kind of gaslit the dude into liking green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
You just like, I think green eggs and ham might be a metaphor for gay sex. You know, like he's like, come on, man, you might like it.
Is this
And
your
he's like,
personal
no, I
experience?
don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it here. I think marriage eggs is something between a man and a woman, and it should never be green. And he's like, okay, well, why don't if you don't like it in the traditional sense, why don't we try it with a fox? And he's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? I'm gonna try green eggs and ham with a fox.
I
with a
haven't
box.
read this in a long time, so
Yeah, it's all in my thesis.
okay.
Called.
Which one was canceled? Which
There's a bunch.
'cause what was the issue? Was it all about gay sex?
No, it was pro segregation. It was Dr. Seuss and the story of Jim Crow.
Got it. All right.
They were like, I do not like desegregated schools. We will never
Which one was
desegregate them,
canceled,
you
though?
fools. I think one of the Sneetches ones.
Okay.
There's just some bad Asian stereotypes.
Really? You thought it was real?
No, I mean, that's what they canceled. Me? I thought it was fine. I thought he didn't go far enough. I mean, tell me an Asian guy that don't look like that. Tell me that much. Bet you can't.
I just haven't read it in a while. I should re-up my...
No, that tracks. That's good that you haven't read it in a while. It's good. I couldn't put it down last night.
I do think the Lorax, there's a good story there that we should be listening to.
Which is what?
All the trees.
I don't even know the story of the Lorax.
Oh, they cut down all the trees and then everything goes to shit and then the world burns down. And the Lorax is trying to be like, guys, we can't do this. And then they're like, get out of the way. We're trying to make money. And then next thing you know, the whole place is just gray and polluted.
That's the Lorax story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like if
Well,
drunk history, that would be like my take on the Lorax.
Maybe that's what
sober,
inspired Greta Thunberg. She was like, nobody listen to the Lorax.
She's the Lorax.
How dare you
She is.
not listen to the Lorax?
I've called her the Lorax before. She's the human
that's
Lorax.
on point. Yeah, that's why she's so likable.
I thought I could make a joke there,
How
but
dare you not listen to the Lorax?
there's no joke there.
About what, Greta?
Her being a human Lorax. I don't think people even really know who she is. Like
No,
the Broadway
people
crowds,
know
I think they'd be
they
like,
are.
what?
Yeah, no, they know.
Really?
Yeah.
I should try it out. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Kansas, you know about Greta?
Well, you can't. She's not like Prince. She's not one name. You gotta say Greta Thunberg. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, that kid who's mad at us for burning the planet. You can't be like, let me tell you something about Greta from her first album. She hates the way this planet's burning up. She's doing a good thing though. I don't want
She's still
anyone to
around?
think we're dunking on Greta.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. She's like 17.
Well, I just
She's still around. No, we lost her in Nam.
I just wasn't sure she was still, voicing her opinions.
No, yeah, she actually went the other way. Now she's starting forest fires. It's like, you don't want to listen to me? Fine.
If you can't beat him, join him.
Starting with Elon Musk's house.
Do you have any thoughts
should
on
reset
Twitter?
this. Do
It's
I
a
have any
thing.
thoughts on Twitter?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The whole Twitter thing? Everyone's leaving?
No one's leaving. No one's
Didn't he fire everyone? Everyone's
I mean,
leaving?
yeah. Everyone who worked there did not leave. They got fired. Some of them left. Some of them got fired. I don't know. I think it's exactly what happens when you let a billionaire take over a company like this. He's running it like it's like when Trump became president. You know, everyone was like, he's gonna run this like he runs his businesses. Well, that's not a good thing. That's what Glass Onion was about, essentially. It like couldn't come out at a better time. The movie was
Checking
about.
your phone?
No, I'm just putting it on vibrate.
Oh, you can.
I know I can. It's my podcast. Oh, I got a text. Some stupid ass blog post. Let's read it.
Are you going to read it?
No, I'm not going to read it on the podcast right now. But I do want to shout out Torey's blog that you could read this at toreycole.com. Wow, you got your whole name as a website.
Yeah. There's no other Torey Coles.
toreycole.com. That is very true. I was thinking of that when I was outside and you weren't buzzing me in. Because what's your middle name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Anne.
Because that's the other name. There's
What?
like Elizabeth or Anne.
Right, yeah, or Lee.
Yeah.
That's
What's
my
yours?
mom's middle name. Lamerick.
Merrick?
Yeah, it's not even a real name. I'm telling you.
You just said Merrick.
No, that's what it is. It's not even a real middle name. When I was a
Lamerick.
kid, my dad never let me tell people what it was. Because I'm named after him.
That's hilarious.
And my grandmother was like 39 when she had him.
How old are you in this?
This is 2020. Like February 2020, I want to say, right
You
before
look
I went
like
to
a
Alaska.
child.
Yeah. No, I was also, I didn't know they were going to take my picture, so I was so high.
Obviously.
And it kind of worked out in my favor because if cops stop me now, I'm just going to.
Lamerick.
Yeah.
Wow.
My grandmother was older when she had my dad, and when they're filling out the nurse was filling out the birth certificate, and she was in the shower. And she was like, "What do you want to name the kid?" And she was like, "Get out of my shower." My grandmother was in the shower, and the nurse was on the other end of it. And they were like, "What do you want to name this baby?" And she said, Tracy Lamont Bond is what they were going to call him.
Tracy Lamont?
Lamont Bond, yeah. And the nurse heard Troy Lamerick Bond, and that became
that's hilarious.
my dad's name. And now that's my middle name. I don't even think it's an actual name. I think the nurse was like, "That doesn't sound real, but they're black, and you know how they do it." It just doesn't. My dad was so embarrassed of it when I was growing up. For a while, I wanted to change it to Lando.
That's cool.
Legally. But I don't have a problem with it now. Yeah.
Reminds me of those 2 Civil War ships. Wasn't it like the Merrimack and the... You know that story about the...
yeah, and the Macklemore.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the Merrick or something.
I don't know.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, though? The 2 ships that fought?
Yeah. Yeah, Tupac.
I thought it was Merrimack. Anyways, that's what it reminds me of.
It could be. Maybe that's where the nurse got that idea from. But it was the 70s, and we'll never know.
Lamerick. Wow.
But that nurse is dead now.
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe she's still alive, actually, because if she was a younger nurse, she'd be probably kicking it. That was 1970. If she was, say, 25, how old would she be now? 75?
Oh, that's not that old.
She lived through COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandparents aren't, but she might still be. My great-grandmother's still around.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is she?
We have no idea. We know she's out there.
You don't know where she is?
No, she's at her house probably.
Did you talk to her?
Yeah.
Great grandma. When was she born?
I have no idea actually. I think she's in her late 80s, maybe early 90s. Still drinks every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, good for her.
So
good genes.
Well, all my other grandparents are dead, so maybe not.
Is that your dad's?
My mom's grandmother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they talk?
Yeah, she was just over there for Thanksgiving.
No way.
It's cool to see that. You know?
Yeah. That's cool.
It's kind of. I think she's my oldest living relative.
You should ask her about her life and growing up, because it's cool to get firsthand accounts.
I know a lot about what she was kind of a freak, man. My grandmother, I remember one year around Christmas, was telling us about her smoking jazz cabbage and hanging out with the musicians back in her local clubs.
That's badass.
She had a sweet tooth. Well, that was that great grandmother. Then on my dad's side, my other, if you had one more great, she ran a brothel in South Carolina. That was the family business. We ran whorehouses.
Really?
Yeah. I had 3 of them, 3 grandmothers that go back.
What was it
were
called?
All madams. I don't know.
That'd be cool to know the name. You could open up a club one day and call it that.
Bonding with a winky face.
Yeah.
We get real close around here, boy. But that's a cool piece of history.
That's really cool.
You know, sex work. I think that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it's in my bones.
Since day one.
Sex positive since it's in the blood, man. But yeah, my grandmother ran it back in the day. Great grandmother.
Was it legal?
I don't think so. I don't think it's ever been.
Were they paid?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like
voluntary.
It wasn't like a co-op for
like
pussy.
Sex trafficking.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's always that aspect of it too. But brothels are sort of, I mean, it's the ideal place. I guess there's no real ideal place to work in those conditions in those days. But if you work in a brothel, it's kind of like a union. You have a madam who looks out for everybody. You have security. It's it's the same kind of people who come into the house.
Yeah.
They do the warm towel and the massage and the shave. Sure. It's like a a hangout. Yeah. It's where a politician kills a girl once in a while. It's a whole
sounds wholesome.
Whole thing. I wish those were still legal, for the fact that how many times have I talked about those weirdos, man?
Yes.
Every time I see that shooting that happened at that gay club
in
Colorado. That kid is fucking weirdo, whose dad was a porn star.
Really?
And
his dad was a porn star?
Yeah, his dad was a porn star. He was a fucking meth head. And his mom was helping him when he was coming back in from the shooting. You know, there's a myriad of other problems that go into that too, and I'm oversimplifying it by saying that, but the danger of social media and unrestricted access to anything on young men is scary. Like I don't know where I stand on the whole porn debate.
What's the debate?
People say you shouldn't watch it. people say guys watch too much of it. Some people say gives men unrealistic expectations.
Where do you stand?
I do think we still have some time, or maybe we are seeing it now, but like I definitely think there's got to be some kind of downside to getting a phone at such a young age and being able to look at porn so early on. I mean, I definitely was. I wasn't looking up. I didn't have it on the internet, but I had it on the computer, and my brother and I found a bunch of DVDs and shit. But I definitely was looking at it way too young. Like way too
12,
young.
10?
Yeah.
8?
Like 10, I'd say, probably.
Like, often? Or was it like a one time and then...
Well, like, I remember finding it on the family computer. Some of it viruses, some of it was just stuff that got saved, and I was very sneaky. And, like, my dad hid it. It wasn't like it was out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about sex in my house, like, ever. I knew it was a thing. It definitely wasn't happening in my house. My parents were not fucking. But I was curious about it. And, like, my dad also, we had one talk about it when I think I was, like, 15.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, when I was 14, I lost my virginity to the piano player. And I was like, Dad, I think you got molested.
You said that?
I was like, I think you might be a victim. And he was bragging about it. And I don't think that had any negative impacts on me. But anyway, I definitely was looking at porn too early. 100%. And that was in 2007, 2008. It was still kind of, it was easy, but it was hard, you know. The smartphones weren't really a thing.
Right.
I do remember, like, Googling images of porn on, like, my Sidekick, and it would take, like, 10 minutes to load. You would get it, like,
in like
a little bit at a time. Yeah. And it was, like, such a good tease. I'm like, oh, here it's almost there. Just 10 more minutes. I just got to finish this episode of Drake and Josh, and then I'm on my way to Easy Street. But I don't know. I'm not an expert. You know, like, sometimes I hear dudes like Terry Crews be like, I was watching porn for 6 to 7 hours a day.
Terry
I was
Crews?
leaving work just so I could go home and watch porn.
Terry Crews?
Yeah. He talks about having a porn addiction.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He seems so perfect.
Yeah, and I hear him talk about that. I'm like, okay, dude,
God.
like, just turn it off at that point.
I
like,
knew
it's
he
not
had
that
a problem.
But I guess that's the
I just picture him. Have you seen him do the ribbon dance?
Yeah.
It's so
I
good.
think he's kind of corny, but whatever.
Well, I mean, not with that porn addiction.
Yeah, I don't know. The porn thing was always weird. Like, sex outside of the context of sex is really gross.
Yeah, like Chris D'Elia, all that shit. Just like his character on You, I feel like that's him in real life.
Well, yeah, that was the big thing, right?
Yeah, it's gross. Like, I just think I'm trying to further. Okay, I'm missing the mark.
No. What were you saying?
Just like the point you're making of sex outside of sex, I feel like it makes it just kind of like creepy in a way.
Yeah, and like I don't know. Like there was a comic who I know, or like there's been like 4 or 5 times where like there's been like a show going on, or like we'll be at a diner or something, and he'll just be watching porn on his phone, like not hiding it, just like out in the open. And I'm like, why are you? He's like, yeah, man. Like he's watching the game.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the weirdest. That's what I'm talking about. Like sex outside of sex could be gross.
Right. That's the point I was trying to.
Having it, you're like, fuck yeah, this is everything. This is it. This is the business. That's what I say. I go, this is the business, and I want an N2 and a 3 and a 4. All aboard, choo-choo, the cat's pajamas. Oh, crinkle my toes all the way back to Timbuktu.
At least you can enjoy it in context. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Just that part is weird. I guess that's like that's an addiction part of it. The weirdest place I've ever, there was like a period of time when I was in high school where I was doing a lot of at-home workouts. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to porn while I was working out because I was told.
So odd.
I read an article that said that helps release the something pheromones in your brain and it just makes you lift more or whatever. This was like, I don't know what the science behind it was.
Was it like in Men's Health magazine?
Of course it was. It was probably on the Spike TV Medical Hour. Coming up, an all-new episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Picturing
But first,
your high
Dr.
school-
Boner talking to you how to get inside the taco factory. All right, dude.
Picturing high school you listening to that while working out in like your living room really cracks me
No, I
up.
was in my bedroom.
Oh, okay, even better. Did you
Yeah.
have like a booty band or like some resistance bands?
Yeah, I had that going on one
And a-
TV, and
like
I
a
had the
yoga
Richard
ball?
Simmons exercise tape going on in the other.
You're doing like Taibo.
Yeah, well, I was just doing like the
That's
workouts.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought
How
that was
long
supposed to
did
work.
that phase last?
Not long, because I just kept getting horny, and I just would masturbate, and then that would be my workout. Like, boy, time for a shower. Not a good workout. Woo!
And didn't you share a room with your brothers?
No, this is when we had the second house.
Okay.
Thank God. Yeah, I'm not a monster.
Boys,
Yeah.
look away.
Look away, guys. It's called getting older. You'll learn about this one day. But for right now, the 8th graders gotta swim. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would work.
Hey, look at you now. It's why you're six. It's
That's
why
why
you're
I'm
6'2".
6'4", because I was on Pornhub the same time I was on the elliptical. I see couples at the gym sometimes, and I'm thinking, like, this has definitely got to make you work out harder.
Yeah, you can't be like, you're like fat shaming each other in a way.
I guess that's a thing, too. Because, like, I'd just be thinking, like, if I'm working out with...
If I'm trying this hard, they better be trying this hard because we're the ones that have to look at each other.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think we're here for?
It's a
God. Please. 2 more. I'm not asking. I'm begging you. Please, for the love of our sex life,
honestly.
get back on the elliptical.
I used
2 more miles. It's the elliptical. You don't even have to go that far.
I used to hate couples that work out together. Now I just think that's hilarious.
I don't mind it, but I hate like when they're doing couple workouts.
No, in this context, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
Like,
please.
Yeah, we're here for
We
each
need to
other.
fuck soon, and it's not gonna happen if you're cutting corners on the rowing machine.
That's funny.
It's annoying though,
That
seeing
could be a
couples work
joke.
out together.
Oh yeah, I used to hate it.
I
Like,
hate it. There's
the
a couple that always does shit where she gets on his back and then they go up and down at my Planet
are they
Fitness.
filming it?
They don't get kicked out, but
Or
I
they're
get
just-
kicked out for wearing Crocs.
They're just doing it for fun.
No, of course they're filming it because
Okay.
it's not enough that everybody in the gym has to look at them. All of their bullshit ass friends and family.
Maybe
have
they
to
got
see
a
them, too.
following.
Yeah, well, I mean, gym following. There's a lot of
Yeah.
There's a lot of gym.
I like.
What do they
watching
call those guys? I almost said fitness heads. That's not a thing. Gym rats.
Gym rats, gym sharks, gym rats.
Hi, Gym Shorts, attorney at law.
Oh, it is
Athletic
gym
wear.
rats. And then Gym Shark's a brand.
Gym Shark is a brand,
Yeah.
and Gym Rats are slur.
I guess it's
A
a
thing?
racial slur.
It's a racial slur. I think that's why we love saying it so much. Well, all right. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Has it
here?
been
It's
like
been
an
a good
hour?
one. Yeah, it's been. We've run about 45 so far.
Okay.
It's a good.
I like
coming
the
back
gym
one.
couple bit.
Yeah,
I
I'll put
liked
that one
that.
up there.
Yeah.
I'll clip that. Thank you for telling me now, so I could remember when I'm
Right.
editing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to talk about? I
like-
kind of went on a lot on you in this one.
No, I
I
thought
just rambled.
you asked me a lot of good questions. I didn't ask you anything. You asked me about my like goals for
Mhm.
next year, but I feel like it might be a little premature as we, I'll ask you that again.
Yeah, we'll get when we get closer to our end of the year
Okay.
podcast.
What are you most thankful for?
I'm thankful that President Trump is running again in 2024 because someone needs to bring balance back. I'm glad
You're gonna
it's
cut
him.
this out. Okay.
No, that's gonna stay. You think I'm afraid to announce my support now?
You don't want
liberal
Trump to win.
cuck. I do. That'd be hilarious. 4 years.
Yeah, well,
He's not even gonna get that far. They're already calling him Grandpa.
Kanye is gonna run.
Yeah. Right to an emergency room. Yeah, I can't do shit with Kanye anymore. I
No?
can't even. I took all his music off my playlist. I just can't even
Really?
listen to it. I can't. It's like sad.
It is sad, but I listened to Runaway the other day and it's pretty good.
I mean, it'll always be genius, but I just can't listen to it. The Kanye has always been Kanye, and he was always gonna do shit like this. It's not a surprise, but like, I gotta draw the line at you hanging out with white supremacists, and I did that a few years ago. But the shit that he's doing, you know, I can't do it anymore. I just can't listen to it.
Well, he's crazy, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching this documentary about Bill Cosby right now.
Is it new?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Do you need my Hulu? I'll give you my Hulu.
No, I have a Hulu, but thank you.
But it's on Showtime. I don't know if you have Hulu with Showtime.
Oh, I don't think I do. Wow, you pay the big
Just
bucks?
had to get that dig into you. Well, no, I got it because I got the free trial because I wanted to watch this documentary about JFK, and then I forgot to cancel this trial.
Got it.
I'm just like, well, I have Showtime for the next month.
I'm the queen of getting a new subscription and then just forgetting.
Yeah, that's how I ended up with the Infinity Stone. Is of Paramount. The only one I don't have is Netflix.
But you have ads with Paramount and with Hulu or with
no,
HBO.
No, with Hulu I don't. With HBO I do.
It's rude. They're
because
rude.
I'm just paying so much for all the other apps.
It's crazy, but you're paying for it, right?
Yeah. Well, that's how they do it. You can pay
Tiers.
for ad free.
Right.
Which I now have Peacock, Disney Plus, HBO, Hulu, Showtime, YouTube Premium.
You pay for all these separately?
All separate.
That's crazy. What are you paying, like $150 a month? And
no, it's probably around like $50 a month for all that.
Okay, that's actually not bad.
The most expensive one is YouTube. That's $15.
Jeez.
HBO's another $10. So what's that put me at? $25. Hulu $35. Well, Showtime now $45. Disney Plus $52. Yeah, about $60-some every month for. I'm just waiting for them to come out with
TV.
Something that's you can.
Didn't we have the joke where they're gonna have it and they're gonna call it TV where it's channels?
It's just gonna be called TV.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. I had a Roku for a while.
I don't even know what that does.
Okay.
Fire sticks, Rokus, I don't get it.
I mean, what do you have?
This TV.
Is it
It's I got a bunch of apps on it. It's called Vizio.
iHeartRadio. I don't know a single person that uses that.
I don't know what it is.
It's like the podcast and music stuff, all that. But okay, yeah. Anyway, before we go into the nuances of Torey's TV, we missed you. Thank you for listening. We'll be back Thursday with a guest. Anything you want to close it out with?
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We're grateful for you.
We're grateful. I'm thankful for that. That's what I'm thankful for.
Yeah,
that's what she was teeing me up for.
Yeah, you did it. You got there.
And President Trump.